But yeah, I am not coming close to the end of a heartache
No,
after
me either.
the race Sunday.
For other reasons, but
I wanted a shotgun a beer so bad today.
yeah, well, I about did anyway, just not because of a race.
Just for hell of it.
I about shotgun to shotgun.
Ah, how do you do that?
Ask Kurt Cobain.
Damn. And we have gone off the rails already.
For legal reasons, that's a joke.
Ha ha ha. Yeah, Riley, what do you think about the race at Homestead on Sunday? I'll get to mine. in a
Well,
second.
unfortunately, I was at work,
At work.
and we were very busy, so I couldn't really focus on it too much. But I did watch the important bits, and
See the bees?
I saw the end of the race, and it was kind of difficult to follow some of that first stage action and all that. But I thought it was great racing. Homestead always puts on great racing, no matter the cars. The trucks put on a good show there. The Xfinity cars put on a great show there. The Cup cars have always put on a good show there. So not surprising that it was one of the better races of the year. Passing, throughout the field, comers, goers, comers. You had some guys working their way up. You had some guys falling back. You had a wreck on the first lap. You had the same guy spin out a couple times.
You can't. We've realized this. There's been other people that say it. You can take Corey LaJoy out of the 7 car, but you can't take 7 car. Or I said that backwards, didn't I?
I have no idea.
You can take that 7 car is Rex. We thought it was Corey LaJoy. He been fine since he got to Rick Ware. Justin Haley's in that car now, and he wrecks all the time now. Yeah. So I think it's just that 7 car's cursed.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, so had some wrecks throughout the field. Kyle Larson, blew a tire early. Thought his day was done. It wasn't. He probably should have won the race, and he wrecked himself again. Reddick was fast all day. Denny was pretty decent throughout the day. My Roush guys were all right. Never had race-winning speed, but they, probably had top 15 speed. But Chris Buescher had pit road issues and, just some strategy. Kind of got the 6 car, out of whack there. But yeah, I mean, it was a great race. And like I said, it always puts on a good show. Homestead should be the championship race because if that was the finish for the championship,
It would have been the start of my heartache.
yeah.
But it would have been a hell of a
It'd been a hell of
championship.
Been a hell of a view.
No. No, it wouldn't have. What would you rate it?
67% out of 70%.
No,
I'd say about
never heard that grading scale.
Yeah, I'd say it's probably about a 9 out of 10. That's a really good race.
9 out of 10. Yeah, so obviously for me, it was.
I got piss already.
That screaming did you in. This race was amazing. I mean, I said on my post-race review on TikTok and YouTube, I said, man, this is an awesome race. And, whatever happened. I was glad to see a good playoff race. And good's a light word, a great playoff race. I mean, it was so entertaining. And obviously, I know my guys were fast. Chase going up there led like 81 laps. Most he's led all year. Blaney was up there towards the end. Probably should have won the race. Made a great move on Denny with 2 to go. Thought he had it won coming to the white flag. And, it was a great race. Battles throughout the field. Battles throughout the top 5 all day. Riley like to say goers and comers. He had a few of them because Blaney started 20th. He had to make his way up there. So I mean, it was great racing all day. Nobody really got out. Now Reddick got out there kind of at the end of stage 1. He kind of got out there to about 3-4 second lead, I think, over Bubba Wallace. But other than that, I mean, the leader never really had more than a couple seconds on second place. The top 5, top 6 between, whether it was Denny, Chase, Blaney, Reddick, Bell, Bubba Wallace was up there a lot throughout the first part of this race. They were all right there with each other, and you never know who had the best car. You'd figure out eventually. Denny would have a great long run car, but he would struggle at the beginning of a run. And then you would have guys like Bubba Wallace that would take off at the beginning of a run and fall off. Same thing with like Christopher Bell and stuff. Then you had guys like, Chase and Blaney that would be good in the middle of a run. It was great. You never know what was going to happen next and who was going to catch who and, take positions away throughout the top 5 and stuff. And I think we had the most lead changes in Homestead history, track history on Sunday. I think it was like 30-30. Had damn 3 on the last 3 laps. So between Denny, Blaney, and then Reddick, of course, on the last lap. So, taking all my biases aside, it was an amazing race, and I had a great time watching it, 99.9% of it, and then of course the last lap happened, and just tore my heart out, man. I thought when Blaney cleared Denny, I said, "Oh man, we got it, baby, we're good." Reddick's on 2-3 lap older tires. He might be able to get Denny, but he's not gonna be able to get Blaney, and Reddick put on a damn superhuman move that whole last lap. I mean, to go to third, from third to first on that last lap, it was one of the most impressive last laps I have ever seen out of a NASCAR driver, especially at the Cup level, especially now with this next-gen car where the cars are so equal, so close, and you're at a tire disadvantage. I know it wasn't a huge disadvantage, but it was a couple lap older tires, and maybe that did help him out, but we've never really seen that ever. Have a little bit of a tire disadvantage and on a restart, 4 or 5 laps after the restart, you pass guys after getting passed by them on fresher tires. That just doesn't happen. So, as much as I want to say Blaney choked this race away, Reddick he took it.
He took it.
He just took it, man. He took it from his boss, and he took it from the 12 car. And I still wish Blaney would have went up top. It gave me Chris Buescher, Kansas vibes, PTSD at Kansas and earlier in the season with Larson. 2 of my guys now this year have lost races because they have not chosen the top, protecting the top. You hear the spot, DBC and all these guys say, protect your right rear. And Chris Buescher allowed Kyle Larson to get on the outside of him at Kansas, lost in the race. And now Blaney allowed Reddick to get on the outside of him, and it lost him the race too. So hopefully it's a learning experience. I know Blaney is regretting his decision to kind of choose the middle, the top of the middle. It was a very weird lane choice. I think he kind of got rattled. He saw Reddick. He saw Reddick clear the 11 and have a run on him from the bottom down the backstretch, and he said, "Well, the 45 just went down low. Let me just kind of not ride the bottom or the top. I'll kind of ride the middle to see what he does." If it's a driver like a Chase Elliott, if it's like a Martin Truex Jr., hell, if it's even like a Denny Hamlin, who's not the greatest on the top, that move would make more sense. But there's 3 guys, really only 2 guys, that normally on the last lap. That's why I got so mad at Chris Buescher at Kansas. Kyle Larson and Tyler Reddick are the 2 guys that are probably going to ride the top. That's their strength, is riding the top. They're the best 2 guys in the sport at it. And for Blaney, it would have been different if Blaney doesn't choose the top there, but he goes all the way down to the bottom and just drives the shit out of it into the corner and just try to slide up and try to block Tyler's momentum. And like I said, Tyler took this race away, but Blaney didn't do anything to help to stop him. So I would have loved to see Blaney go all the way to the bottom there or protect the top. One of the two, not choose the middle and kind of just be in no man's land, because that's what it was. Once the 45 got on his right rear quarter, the air got just taken all out of that 12 car. All the momentum got taken out of the 12 car. That 45, he did a great job not putting it in the fence. He drove a perfect 3 and 4, don't get me wrong. But the 12 could have done something different, as in go to the bottom or protect the top, to make it not look as easy. Because it looked like the 45 was looked like he was literally lapping Ryan Blaney. I mean, he just went right around the outside of him. Wasn't even a contest. So that was very frustrating, and wish things would have played out different. But congratulations to Tyler Reddick, man. I predicted him to make the championship 4 preseason. At least I got that going for me, I guess. I got that prediction right. So far we're 1 for 2 and out of ours, because you picked Joey to make it preseason and I picked Reddick to make it preseason. So we're half right so far. We'll see how the other 2 pan out this weekend at Martinsville. But great race. Ending obviously sucked. I hate that the 9 of Chase fell off. I think Chase just said his car kind of just didn't have what it had.
I think the driver
3/4 of the race. Maybe I don't know. But he was definitely one of the best cars, and then he fell to like 6th before that car. Kyle Larson spin trying to battle with Blaney for the lead there with about 12 to go. So it's frustrating because that's happened quite a bit this year. Now Chase hadn't been up there leading laps like he was on Sunday, but he'd been up close to top 5, and then into the race he falls back to like 8th or 9th, and you're like, what the hell? So that was frustrating, but overall it's a great race. I give it a 9.5 out of 10. I mean, it was almost perfect. Just wish the results would have been different for my guys, but the racing was awesome, and this was the first time that Homestead put on a great race with this next-gen car. And I know people are, saying, well, the finale should be here. This is why the finale, why we don't have the finale here and stuff. People don't remember the first race with this car kind of sucked. It was when Truex and Larson dominated. And it really wasn't a whole lot. I mean, not a lot of people liked that race. They were kind of confused by how kind of boring the race was. Last year's race was better. You had Bell come out of nowhere, and you had Larson and Blaney battle it out for a little bit.
That first next-gen race was probably the worst race that Homestead-Miami has ever seen.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And it's still better than any Phoenix race I've ever seen.
Fair. I'm just saying, like, this was the first great race with this car at Homestead. It's not like Kansas, where about every damn race at Kansas has been a damn banger, or Charlotte.
Certified Hood Classic,
boy. But I still agree it should be Homestead as a finale. But it's not acting like this track has been awesome with this car since it came out. It hasn't. This was the first great race. So, and I think it's kind of weird because Homestead's usually the opposite of these other tracks where everybody gets better. So usually the racing gets worse because everybody's so closer together. I think at Homestead, because you got so many different lines and everybody gets the track, knows how to drive the track more, then it becomes who can drive the track the best over just because all the cars are set up really good over here now. We've gone to this track 3 years with this car. Everybody knows how to set up a car here. Now it comes down to driver talent. And you see how close the gap is. And that's why I think you saw the top guys in the sport. Denny Hamlin, Tyler Reddick, Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell, Chase Elliott, Ryan Blaney. They were the top 6. William Byron. They were the top 6, 7 all day long because they are the top 6, 7 drivers in the sport. And their talent was able to be shown over just how good the car was because everybody's car was a pretty good setup because we've had 3 years to figure out how to get this car around this track. It was different from other tracks where, as you race and race, cars get better and there's only so many things you can do to the car to where it's just all about track position. No, you can make your way up through the field here if you had a really good a driver behind the wheel. And I think that's why I made this race so much better than the past 2 years. So great race, 9.5 out of 10. I liked it. Just wish the result would have been different.